Hello, solo travelers, and welcome to another episode right here on your channel, The Solo Traveler. I was recently in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and when I was there, I stayed at the Riu Naiboa All-Inclusive Resort. I was there for 3 nights, and basically that was enough time for me to see what the hotel has to offer when it comes to customer service, amenities, food, etc. And I thought that I can give you all a pretty accurate review of this hotel, which is why I'm making this video. Before I get going, some good news to announce, and that is that pretty much all COVID restrictions have been lifted, not only in the country, but in the resort as well, and even their nightclub, boom, 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 has been pumping since late February. So there's some good news. And before I forget something else, if you enjoy my content, or welcome if you're on this channel for the very first time, hello. Can I ask all of you to help out the Solo Traveler by subscribing and or liking this video, as I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Just trying to move up in the world. I'm a small channel, but whatever you decide to do, regardless, thank you all for your support, for watching, your comments, questions, and everything else. Thank you all very much. All right, I want to start this review by talking about the very first thing you do when you get to a resort after you grab a few drinks. That is check in. It was relatively easy. When I got there, it was not that busy. I got in line. There were 3 guests in front of me checking in. So it took me about 20-30 minutes tops to check in. So with that being said, expect to wait a while if it's busy to be able to fully check in once you get there, okay? As a side note, and this is something that I heard while I was over there, is that if you book with another person and one of you happens to get there first, then you might not be allowed to check in. Okay? This is something that I had to inquire with another hotel employee because of 2 reasons. Number 1, I thought that was ridiculous. And number 2, I was curious. But I was told that that is not true. That regardless of who shows up first, if that's your situation, you'll be able, anybody, who's obviously in that booking will be able to check in. But just ask. If you happen to book with this particular resort, ask as you're making your reservation. Make sure that if by any chance you and the other person are getting there at separate times, or if there's a group with multiple rooms, ask. If this situation obviously applies to you. If you're gonna get there with the other person, or everyone is gonna get there together at the same time, then don't worry about this situation. But I thought that I could bring it up just so you can be informed. Okay. What else? Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the staff. Staff, they were friendly, willing to help, especially at the bar. But that's the tips. You know what I'm saying? But overall, Overall, they were friendly. They were good attitude. I didn't encounter any negativity from them, any bad attitudes. They were always willing to help, smiling, giving you high fives, etc. Okay, so that's the staff. That was good. Wi-Fi. Oh, there's a lot to cover on this. It worked well for me throughout the hotel and in the room. But like pretty much all Wi-Fi, the more traffic, the slower it is. So the more people that are using it, it's going to be a little slow, okay? When you check in, you get this envelope with a welcome letter, and on that envelope, you get your login and password. It's going to be your own. But the Wi-Fi is not your own. The Wi-Fi is pretty much for the entire hotel. So you get your own user ID and password. Then when you log in, your device, it asks you to pretty much set a new password. Just write it down on the envelope so you don't forget. Keep it safe. However, I do have to talk about something that I was not too happy about. When you log in, and that other person, logs in as well, because everybody has their own cell phone. You can only use 2 devices at the same time per room. Okay, so that means if you have your laptop and 2 cell phones, you can only either have one laptop, the laptop and the cell phone, or the 2 cell phones logged in to with your user ID and password. Keep that in mind as well. Now, this is per room, not per booking. The reason I say this because if you have a group of 10 people, then you have 2 per room normally. So that is that is their restrictions per room, not for the entire group. Thankfully, but it was still a pet peeve though. It was still not, I was not too happy about that. Let's talk about the first impression of this resort. You get there, like I said, you're in the lobby. The lobby was nothing out of the ordinary. As soon as you come in, the reception desk is on your left. Can't miss it. I did like the fact, though, that there's a general store in the lobby. It's right next to the reception desk. This general store has everything you can potentially need at the resort: sunblock, toothbrush, whole bunch of souvenirs, but toiletries and all that stuff that you may need. From what I know, it's open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week. Then right next to the store is the main, the only restaurant in the hotel. But we'll talk about the restaurant and the food in a few minutes. Let's go up to the room. The room I had overlooked the pool, had a balcony, which is nice. However, the room looked like it needed some renovations, and soon. Heck, even the pamphlets, the information pamphlets that are on top of the table, whatever, even that needed to be replaced. Okay, it looked like it had been chewed or something, but it looked like it had been there for a while. Both of the pamphlets. Damn it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The furniture, a bit outdated, with minor damages on a couple of pieces of furniture. Shower had good pressure, hot water. The sink was clogged. I reported this, and nothing was done about it. What else? Oh, speaking of laptops, if you need a computer desk or working station, then you can forget about it because there's none, at least not in my room. Okay. Refrigerator. The refrigerator needed some de-icing. It was pretty bad. Look at this. Look at this image. That's what I found. At least though, there's complimentary beers, water, soft drinks. Okay, so I gotta give them high five for that. Props. Some Presidente beer. Good. That made up for it. All right. The room temperature was pleasant, but not necessarily cold. The room also had a bit of a musky smell, but after a while, you kind of get used to it, and you don't smell it anymore. Let's not forget the closet. It was like it's pretty much it had enough storage for like one person. Limited storage. So I was not, it was nothing, it was nothing to be excited about, and needing some more hangers, etc. But the room overall, nothing to brag about, but it meets your very basic needs. Oh, the sheets, the best sheets. They didn't smell clean nor dirty. It was not clean or dirty. It just didn't smell like anything, but it didn't have that fresh smell. When you smell like the bleach and the fabric softener and all that good stuff. But that may be because they had not been slept on in a while. But given how busy Punta Cana has been since January of this year, I doubt that that's the case. A pet peeve of mine, this one. Oh, take notes of this one. That the room had 3 electrical outlets. One of them was not working, and then the other 2, you have to wrestle with it. To get your electricity to charge your device. So that was an issue. I didn't like that. I was not too happy with it. But like I said, this whole place just needed some renovation. Let's talk about my favorite food restaurants, the restaurant, and drinks. Like I said before, there's only one restaurant for the entire hotel, and it's located in the lobby. It's presentable, decent decor. Chairs are very comfortable. Nothing out of the ordinary, though. And again, it meets your very basic needs. The food, though, the food was pretty good. And although the menu doesn't vary much from day to day, at least the food was consistent. The menu was consistent mostly of Dominican food and pasta. Breakfast was mostly American style. Your pancakes, scrambled eggs, bacon. You all know the story. Also, you get your fruits, your juices, desserts, which doesn't change much either. Overall, it was acceptable when it comes to the taste, and I was satisfied. But when you go, don't expect too much variety in the menu, okay? For food in between meals, because the restaurant closes, after breakfast, after lunch and dinner. But if you get hungry, if you experience hunger in between meals, then they have a snack bar with your typical bar food, burgers, pizza, hot dogs. I have to say it though. I have to say this. I have to advise to you. If you get the midnight munchies, the snack bar closes at around midnight, and you'll have to wait for breakfast to eat again. Okay? So keep that in mind. Meaning, if you get a chance to buy some snacks and keep in your room, do that. When it comes to drinks, I was very pleased. They were very good. Tasty. They were, had a good balance of alcohol and other mixtures, whatever else they put in it. But the mojito, you gotta try the mojito. Ooh, that was pretty good. I may have had too many of them, but I don't remember. I lost count. But the mojito was jamming. Okay. The beer, it was not watered down like they done at some other resorts. In fact, I have spoken about this in another video. I did a review on the some hotel called Jodelpa in Puerto Plata, and I mentioned this. I brought this up that they watered down the beer, but at this resort they didn't do it, which was good. Let's talk about amenities. The hotel includes a pool that, quite frankly, looks like a backyard pool because it's not big. It's not that big for a hotel this size. But I do have to give them credit, though. I do have to give them some props because right next door at another Riu, they have a water park and you can walk right, you can walk to it. It's like a 8 minutes, 10 minutes walk. And that's perfect for families, the kids, to go to catch some sun, to pretty much get wet. And it was good. It was nice, pretty good size. The slides, it was good. I gotta give them props. I went one of those slides. I lost my hair. That's how scary I got. But it was fun. It was fun. Now, to my surprise and disappointment, this hotel does not have direct access to the beach. But since they have like 5 Rius lined up next to each other, they have like 5 of them, seriously. You have to go next door and then walk through another Riu to get to the beach. So that was a heartbreak for me. Finally, before I end this video, I got some personal tips, very important. The first one, bring mosquito repellent because they'll eat you alive there. And with that being said, also keep the room and balcony doors closed. If you don't want to get a very nasty visit from these mosquitoes, because they'll be on you, especially if you're fresh meat. Oh, they love fresh meat. They'll get on you like white on rice. Also, don't forget sunblock. Okay, and but did I mention earlier that there is a general store in the lobby? They have it available in case you forget to bring it from home, so no big deal. Now this one is pretty serious. Inquire about medical care at the when you book. Like most people that visit this resort, you're probably a foreigner. If you need, by any chance, hope you don't, but if you need medical assistance, have your insurance information ready. They do have a 24-hour clinic within walking distance from the hotel. From the info I gather, just a consultation will cost you about 80 American dollars for something like alcohol poisoning or foodborne illnesses. Okay? That price does not include any other medical procedures or any other medications that you may need. So, when you go, and let's say that you happen to experience a medical situation, again, let's hope not, make sure you're able to pay the clinic, and then consult. But before you get there, consult with your medical insurance carrier to make sure that you can get reimbursed for something, like an international medical emergency, etc. Okay? Arrange your own transportation from the airport to the hotel and vice versa. You can also ask the hotel if they can do that for you. Most can. They will. Maybe an additional charge, maybe not. Hopefully you'll get lucky. But the reason for this is that because you don't want to deal with like 20 or 30 agencies providing transportation services once you clear immigration. this can be very, very overwhelming trying to decide who to go with, especially if this is your first time in Punta Cana or in Dominican Republic. Now, usually, transportation from the airport to the hotel will cost about $20, $30, $25 to $30, give or take. Finally, to conclude the video, make sure you inquire about COVID tests if available. If you needed to go back home, they did have it at this resort at the Riu Naiboa. I had to get mine done before returning home, and luckily, they offered at no additional cost. I had to bring my passport to the reception desk. They'll make a copy. Then you take that copy. You have to go next door to another Riu, and I got it done right away. They have a line there. I had to wait maybe an hour to get it done, and that was about noon. And by 10 p.m. That evening, I had my results. Sorry, I've been talking too much. Okay, that'll be it for this video. Thank you all very much for your support, for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or I missed anything, use the comment section below. Other than that, take care, and as always, safe travels, my friends.